we are jumping right into today's YouTube video at the Southern Oregon Speedway. My home track, Carly's home track, our family's home track. This speedway is only about 25 minutes from where I'm at in Jacksonville, Oregon. I grew up coming here. We ran here earlier in the season because this place wasn't even supposed to be a racetrack during 2021. It was shut down, it was abandoned, but we ran here in early June and actually ended up sweeping the night in the limited sprint division, which was so much fun because we usually don't have the opportunity to race this close to home. So Carly's gonna be behind the wheel of the 22C tonight. She's never ran the sprint car here. She's ran the outlaw cart at the little track, which is just a few hundred feet that direction. But earlier in the night when Carly was at the pit meeting, I ended up walking up to the racetrack because I wanted to show you guys the condition before the night started. Well, they just finished up the pit meeting. They have some push vehicles out here on the Southern Oregon Speedway, and the racing surface looks much better than when we were here earlier in the season. This is the second time they've had sprint cars during 2021, and there's actually some water on the track. When we were here in early June, it took rubber in qualifying, and they weren't able to really do anything about it, so most of the night was just one lane right around the bottom. But you can clearly see they have some water on it today, so I'm really excited to see what the surface ends up being as we get towards the A-main event. I would love to see a bottom right around the tires, a top close to the wall, maybe even some sort of cushion or diamond line. I really think this place has potential to be 2 or 3 lanes of racing with some slide jobs. So we're gonna see how it goes, and I'll be giving you guys updates throughout the night. Carly, fresh out of the car after qualifying, first laps around Southern Oregon, how was it?
They gave us a lot of actually hot lap laps, so that actually helped me a lot. I felt in qualifying I was definitely really good in 3 and 4, just 1 and 2. It's slick, the car kind of wanted to push if I entered in the wrong part of the corners, so I think we're gonna work on that, but besides that, I'm pretty proud of how I did.
Where'd you end up?
Second.
I think we have 10 or 11 sprint cars tonight, a good little weekly show at the Southern Oregon Speedway. And what were you gonna say?
Oh, I think they said something, because I know someone beat your time actually. Since I got second, the leader beat your time, but they said I think I was pretty close to yours, so. What
she's referring to, the first race of the season here, I technically had the new track record for the track, and now Carly sounds like she's second on the leaderboard behind the new track record holder tonight. So, well, heat race will be up next. I think you're gonna be starting on the pole.
Yep.
Well, a big thumbs up to the Southern Oregon Speedway track crew. The surface for qualifying was top notch. Carly talked about kind of rolling right through the middle, just on the gas. A couple of guys were also working the bottom, so you had 2 lanes to kind of pick from. After qualifying, it was slickening off, so to preserve the surface, they went out there and threw some water on it, which is gonna bring some of that grip back. But as the sun sets and more laps kind of get on this racetrack, I think it's gonna burn right back off. So hopefully we have a pretty racy track for the feature tonight. Since Carly qualified second overall, she is gonna be on the pole of her heat race. She really needs to win this heat race to possibly put her in a good position in starting up front in the A-main event tonight. So since Carly was the second sprint car heat race, they have the trophy dashes right after, and since she qualified second overall, she is gonna start second in the trophy dash, which that is now right after the heat race. Carly struggled there a little bit in the heat race. We talked about it as she climbed out of the race car. The biggest thing she was feeling is she just could not get through turns 1 and 2. As the race went on, she looked really good in 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is a little weird. A lot of guys are running right through the middle or above that, but they have to like turn down on exit, or at least that's the fast lane if you're gonna run the top, because it's so slick on exit. There's nothing to hold you, that if you get up in that dusty marbles, it just holds you and you literally are just sliding across the racetrack losing time. And that was one thing that we hit on before the heat race, so she really looked good on exit of 4, and even entering the corner carried a lot of speed. But 1 and 2, I think because it's kind of sticky, rough a little bit, and she's just a little on and off the gas because of all the different track conditions almost in one spot, that it's just upsetting the race car and she's not able to carry the corner speed. So we talked about running a little bit harder, getting her more comfortable, and I think that's just going to help her all around the racetrack, because if she gets through the corner better, that's also going to produce more straightaway speed and she's going to get into the next corner faster. So trophy dash is up next. She starts front row outside. Talked about getting a good start. If she can get out front, I really think she can win this trophy dash. If not, it's just more laps. Well, I've been saying a lot of great things about the surface tonight, and here's kind of a look at 3 and 4. Carly looked 10 times better in the trophy dash. I think we can still make progress to get her a little bit more comfortable. If there's one thing I'm learning through this process of being more of a spectator, it's kind of difficult to see what the car needs. Now, I'm by no means a setup expert either. I'm much more on the driver's side, but you kind of can see little things like, hey, the car looks tight here, loose here. But then also as a driver in my head, I'm like, is that maybe because something Carly's doing, or maybe something with the race car? So we're just trying to get a really good balance for the A main event, but she started second in the trophy dash and ran second. The racetrack is really fast around the high side right now, not much of a bottom, so I'm hoping it starts to burn off. They did work it for qualifying, which I think was a good move, but it's just really hard to know what direction the racetrack's gonna go, and they just don't have a lot of races here, so they're still trying to figure out this dirt as well. So a lot of grip through the middle, some grip on the high side, not much on the bottom, and not much on exit. So now it's kind of just up to what they do for an invert. It's either gonna be a 0 or an 8, so Carly's either gonna start on the front row or 8th. Okay, so Johnny Burke was just behind me. I was so zoned in I didn't see him. Johnny, what'd they pull, a 0 or an 8?
They pulled an 8 for the
An 8, so Carly's gonna be on the front row on the pole. I did not know that, but what are your thoughts on the track so far tonight?
I think it's good, actually. Better than the first night we were here, obviously. It was super rubber down right around the tires, the Uke tires down there. Tonight, especially in the dash, Camden really opened it up off of 4, and both ends were pretty high. It's honestly, I mean, you get ripping around the top pretty good, you're gonna be throwing some sliders, and it should get pretty racy, I think, in the future.
Yeah, I think so far the surface has been top notch. Hopefully the top goes away a little bit so the bottom comes back in, but
can get a little faster.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, compared to what we had earlier this season, I mean, this is about as good as it gets.
Throw a slider instead of drive through the infield to pass somebody.
No kidding.
It'll be a little bit better.
No kidding. Well, Johnny, you're gonna be rolling off what, from 5th?
5th, yeah.
Johnny starts 5th, Carly's on the pole. We'll see how the night goes, make some changes, and get Carly rolling off good. Well, we're getting Carly all dialed in for the A. This is the right rear that we started the night with. Because of the tire shortage, it has been very, very difficult, and I mean very difficult, to get the medium out here on the West Coast. We had to pick some up for the Dirt Cup when we were in the Midwest just because they can't get them out here. The tire shortage is really affecting a lot of our West Coast teams. and I don't know if the camera can do it justice, but we were trying to burn this thing off, but it was not in good condition for most of the night. We're really happy we finally get to dismount it tomorrow. It's a little dark, but the right rear we now have on it has some more grip. We were specifically saving that right rear all night for the A-main event, just trying to burn through some of our old tires and what we're allowed to run because they haven't opened up the tire roll, so we're stuck to a Hoosier medium or a Race Saver. Carly, though, is gonna be starting on the pole. Do you feel nervous at all?
A little bit. I'm not really nervous about the racing, like once we go. It's just getting that start perfect, whether I need to get on the gas beforehand or what. That's all I'm really nervous about.
Well, my biggest encouragement, remember you have a wing on top. We gave you a good setup, and just be confident in yourself. Go get them. Love you, Carly. So Carly is going to be getting after it. I'm excited to see what the 22C can do, and the biggest thing is just reassuring her, Carly does not have a whole lot of laps in a sprint car compared to others. I've been trying to help her out. Roger, my dad, we're all trying to give her the best advice we can, and she's been getting up to speed and doing a phenomenal job, and she's in a great spot now, so we're hoping she can get out front, make some really, really good laps, and go chase a win. There's some fast cars behind her, though, in the limited class, so she's really going to have to be on it. Otherwise, they're all going to be right there. But no matter what, I think this is going to be a great learning experience. And as I said, I'm really rooting for Carly. I think she has a good opportunity to chase her first sprint car win. Carly just rolled on by. I think I'm more nervous for this A and her starting up front than I have been in a long time. Track looks pretty good, really fast around the top. I think she's going to have to stay up there if she wants to be victorious tonight.
dude, I don't know what to say, honestly. You did so good.
Dude, I can't believe this.
Dude, I was so
That was badass. Why'd you hit the wall over there? Come on.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is incredible.
Let us give you one more time from Jacksonville. 14-year-old winner from right here in Jacksonville at Southern Oregon Speedway. What's the first thing that went through your mind?
Honestly, I had no words. I saw the white flag and I was just ready for that check, honestly. The race went really quick. Some of the lap cars kind of scared me.
Hey, John, I got Tanner down here. And I went up to him and I said, how about that? And he said, I guess the Holmes are 2 for 2 this year.
Yeah, big 10-4 on that. You know, the whole family, they just got to be proud of everything. And Tanner's YouTube feed and everything's got to be blowing up right now. He live feeds everything. Shaking his head. Carly, you got a lot to be proud of. That was really great execution on the wheel. Just a real confident race for you. And I think the whole West Coast has got a lot to worry about when it comes to the 22C.
Yeah, we've been fast all night. We made a mistake in the heat, and then made a mistake coming out of 4, but doesn't hurt me that much.
So we're getting ready to load up the 22C. Unbelievable the amount of people that stopped by, bought some Carly merch, and just wanted to congratulate her. Carly, real quickly, you got the check. Do you want to thank all your sponsors?
TSK Designs, they did this whole wrap for me. It was unbelievable. Honestly, all the fans that came out, you know, my mom and dad, everyone else, Tanner, and a few other people who helped me today with tips. Also, Truck Shop Motors, Ed Boyd Racing, Rush Race Gear, Earth and Environmental, On-Site Streeters, ABC Powder Coating, and Durango RV.
There you go. Check them out. A beautiful race car. The party is not stopping. We are going to load up the 22C, and as I've said, probably one of the coolest nights or anything I've ever been a part of. It doesn't get much better than having, you know, Carly get it done and just everything she did tonight. Well, the story just keeps getting better and better. You heard in the interview, the Holmes family is 2 for 2. They've had 2 sprint car races at the Southern Oregon Speedway. I won one on opening night. Carly is gonna take the 2nd win of the season. Also, to add to that, just for like the specialness of the moment, Carly won her first ever sprint car race right here at the Southern Oregon Speedway, and I also had my first win here. Hometown, we grew up coming to this place. I always talk about nothing beats, you know, racing 20 minutes from home. We don't have that chance a lot. You know, in the area we're at, we have to travel. You guys see us go to Washington, California, all throughout Oregon. We go all the way across the country, and still nothing really beats getting to race in front of our friends, our family, people that are so close to us. And also, I came out here to the racetrack because I wanted to show you guys the surface we had. Carly absolutely killed it, and I think that's where I'm most proud. You can see exactly where she was running, right around the high side. Very, very slick. You could kind of throw sliders. The top was really fast. I was hoping it would have slicked off just a little bit more. I think if the feature would have started, or maybe like lap 15, this is what the track looked like, then the bottom could have possibly started to come back in, because the top was getting slick, and even at one point, Carly got into the fence, because off exit here, it's just so slick, and it's easy to get into that white wall. So if the story's not already good enough, Carly and I now have both won our first sprint car race ever at our home track. We also are 2 for 2 on the season. Our friends from Northern California came up and got to watch Carly win her first race tonight. They run outlaw karts at Red Bluff. They have 2 little guys in the beginner box division. And Macy, their youngest, she actually was the one that determined if tonight was a 0 or an 8. So if she would have picked the 0, it would have been straight up and Carly would have started 8th, but since she picked the 8, Carly was on the pole. Macy, did you have fun tonight? Your first time ever at this track?
Yes.
And Bentley, your older brother, Bentley, did you have a lot of fun tonight?
Yeah.
So it was awesome to have these guys here. You can see Macy has the winner check that Carly had. $1,250. It was a lot of fun in that fact that she, you know, picked the 8, which ended up putting Carly on the pole. Carly came in and said that, and since we're close with these guys, I said, Carly, that's the beginning of the story. It's your turn to finish it. And we haven't had a chance to really talk to Carly yet, but real quick, just recap tonight. This is incredible.
Yeah, we started off qualified 2nd out of 10 cars. Honestly, I was fine with 2nd. I was like, okay, if we have a good night, you know, start on the front row of our heat, win it, we'll be on the front row if they get a 0. Well, turns out we kind of fell back within a corner just because the bottom just wasn't there tonight. And, you know, put us on the pole. Macy got a pretty good draw for us. And I'm actually kind of happy that, you know, she pulled the A. That put us on the pole, and I just knew once everyone gave me the tips on how to start the race from the pole, I knew once I had that first start, I was gonna just win it.
Carly definitely had a lot of confidence, and that's one thing I've talked about, you know, same for me, same for all of our friends that come from karts. When you can start driving the sprint car with the confidence we have in the karts, running them for years, and Carly with like less than 10 starts, I think we're on 8 or 9 races, to see how she drove the top was just a proud moment for all of us, so much fun. And I think Carly's gonna be one to watch out for as we get into ISCS Speed Week, and I can't wait to watch her, you know, run more races, and man, our team's just really going strong. So the morale's up going into a big week with Western Sprint Tour into the Midwest. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. It was fun to have you. We will see you guys all in the next one. This is probably the greatest video to ever hit my YouTube channel. See you guys all in the next one, and thank you for following along with our journey. Deuces.